Today's hymn is O Worship the King. O worship the King all glorious above, and gratefully sing his power and his love, our shield and defender, the Ancient of Days, pavilioned in splendour and girded with praise. Robert Grant was a Scotsman born in 1779 in Bengal, India. And before we take a look at Robert's life and how a Scottish boy came to be in India in the first place, let's pause to learn about his family. Robert's father, Charles Grant Esquire, came from Scotland to live in India in 1768 to take up a military position and to serve in the British East India Company. Charles seemed to be chasing after wealth and success by climbing the corporate ladder, but after losing 2 sons to smallpox, he came to saving faith in Jesus, and his heart was led to make a difference in India for the kingdom of God. He was appalled and sickened at the pagan customs he saw around him in India, exposing the terrible practice of burning or drowning lepers and the ritual of burning widows with their deceased husbands, and also felt that the British rulers there were both immoral and indifferent to the plight of the Indian people. Over time, Charles became a chairman of the East India Company and a member of Parliament. He joined forces with William Wilberforce and the Clapham sect, who fought for and gained a missionary clause for the East India Company. This great work allowed missionaries to go to India, China, and anywhere Britain had an international presence, which was all over the world. The greatest legacy of Charles Grant was his faith and love for God, an immense blessing and heritage to his children. Under his father's influence, Robert received a godly heritage that instilled within him a love for Jesus and for people. In 1785, Charles, his wife Jane, and their sons Robert and Charles returned from India to London. Robert and his elder brother were educated at Magdalene College, Cambridge. Robert followed in his father's footsteps, entering the legal profession in January 1807. Afterwards, he witnessed the British Parliament pass the Act for abolition of slave trade. In 1818, he was elected to the House of Commons and published several works concerning the history of the East India Company. Robert was a devout and zealous member of the Anglican Church and was highly regarded by all. In 1834, Robert returned to the place of his birth and was appointed the governor of Bombay, India. It was at this time that he was knighted, becoming Sir Robert Grant. He served as governor for 4 short years before he died at Dapuri in Western India, July 9, 1938. Robert was laid to rest at St. Mary's Church in Pune Camp, India. Throughout his life, Robert wrote 12 devotional poems and hymns, which his brother Charles have put together in a volume after he died. The words of his most well-known and loved hymn, O Worship the King, came to Robert in 1833 while he was meditating on Psalm 104. It has been called one of the finest hymns in the English language, and his hymn accurately reflected his faith and humility before our glorious God. Robert had grown up at the height of the British Empire, yet even though he was surrounded by the glory of England, he knew the far superior, unsurpassable glory of Christ. He was an earthly ruler who chose to cast his crown before the Lamb. It was through his hymn that he was humbly calling others to do the same, to give God the praise that he alone deserves. Robert considered it a duty and a privilege to worship and serve the one who holds the King's heart in his hands. He also recognised that the Lord was the greatest ruler of all, perfectly shepherding and stewarding all of his creation. O Worship the King continues to be a favourite hymn for the Church throughout the world today. Thank you.
Shield and defender, the ancient of days, pavilion Shield